starting right here.
Hey there, America. It's your old pal, John Oliver, here to talk about everyone's favorite topic, social media, specifically the potential demise of TikTok. That's right, folks. January 19th, 2025 is shaping up to be a dark day for teenagers and anyone who enjoys endlessly scrolling through short, often nonsensical videos. TikTok says it might go dark in the US. Poof! Gone. Like your hopes and dreams after a weekend bender in Vegas. So, why is this happening? Well, it's a bit of a mess, really. See, there's this little thing called the Supreme Court, and they've been busy upholding a law that's causing quite a stir. This law says that ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, they're like the cool aunt who lets you have soda before dinner, except they're based in China, has to sell TikTok by January 19th. Why? National security concerns, apparently. More on that later. Now, you'd think ByteDance would be scrambling to find a buyer, right? Well, you'd be wrong. They're basically saying, go ahead, make us sell. We'll just shut the whole thing down. It's like that kid in school who refused to trade their pudding cup for your fruit snacks and then just threw the whole thing away. So what happens next? Will TikTok actually vanish from our screens? Will teenagers across the nation be forced to actually talk to each other? Buckle up, kids, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Okay, let's unpack this Supreme Court thing, shall we? Imagine a courtroom filled with very serious people in black robes who get to decide the fate of things like our favorite apps. Fun, right? Well, they decided to uphold this law that says ByteDance has to sell TikTok. Why? Because Congress, that august body of lawmakers who seem to spend more time yelling at each other than actually solving problems, passed a law over national security concerns. Now, Congress is worried that TikTok is sharing user data with the Chinese government. It's like letting your nosy neighbor borrow your phone and then finding out they've been scrolling through your texts and looking at photos of your cat. Not cool, China. Not cool. TikTok, of course, denies this, saying they're just as American as apple pie and baseball. But Congress isn't buying it. So the Supreme Court, in their infinite wisdom, decided to side with Congress. Sell it or shut it down, they basically said. And that's how we ended up in this whole mess. Here's where things get interesting. Remember ByteDance, TikTok's parent company? Well, they're not exactly known for backing down from a fight. They're like that one friend who always has to have the last word in an argument, even if it means they have to stay up all night arguing with strangers on the internet. They're basically saying, fine, we'll shut down TikTok in the US. See if we care. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. They're betting on the fact that millions of American teenagers will be so distraught by the loss of their beloved app that they'll rise up in protest, storm the Capitol again, but this time for TikTok, and demand that the government back down. Will it work? Who knows? But one thing's for sure, ByteDance isn't afraid to play hardball. So what does the future hold for TikTok in the land of the free and the home of the brave? Well, as of right now, it's about as clear as a glass of milk after a toddler has gotten their hands on it. We've got a Supreme Court ruling, a defiant Chinese company, and a whole lot of uncertainty. Oh, and did I mention the presidential transition? Yeah, that's happening right in the middle of all this. The current administration is basically washing their hands of the whole thing, saying it's up to the new guy to deal with it. It's like passing a ticking time bomb to the next person in line and saying, good luck with that. So, will TikTok survive? Will it be sold? Will it become the next Vine? Relegated to the dustbin of internet history? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this whole saga is a perfect example of just how messy the intersection of technology, politics and national security can be. And also, maybe we should all just spend less time on our phones. Just a thought.